Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
I have just discovered customizable multi-chrome from the Lightwork 5 palette. You guys, this is so beautiful. What a combination. Look at this. This is such an exciting video today. I decided to make a video where I talk about Lightwork 4 and then Lightwork 5 from Danessa Myricks. But the last second, I ended up just creating a look for the Lightwork 5 palette. You know what? I think I'm just going to leave this discussion for the next video. I had my first impressions with this palette in my recent video, but today as I was playing around with the colors, I wanted to test this one a little bit more. I ended up with this look, which I was surprised I managed to pull this off just because of the color story, because I mixed certain multichromes, which I know it takes time and it's not easy, but it's so worth it. If you have time to play with the colors and the textures, go for it. If you have any questions regarding these two palettes, let me know in the comment section down below so we can discuss that in my next video. Yesterday I tried to recreate an amazing look from Natasha Denona using this palette, so I wanted to give this another shot. Because I wanted to do a colorful look today, I didn't use groundwork from Danessa because, as we all know, this one is skin tone color-based palette. So I applied these mattes all over my eyes as my base. Now when it comes to multichromes, I did use today, let me just check how many shades I did use today. So today in total I used I used 6 shades from this palette, and this shifts in such a beautiful way. I'll just say that in my last video I mentioned how I did prefer multichrome shifting within this palette, and I think like a lot of people complained about this middle row. This one is really specific to work with. It's not on a daily basis user friendly, but the shift in this shades right here is, I'll say, much more stronger than this one. But a combination of the undertones of the colors can give you such a beautiful finish. You know what, without any further ado, I just want to show you how I created this look, and I will be back with you with my final thoughts. I have just discovered customizable multi-chrome from the Lightwork 5 palette, and it is this shade right here. Obviously you can mix and match certain shades in this palette, basically just like when you, for example, blend your mattes, but this type of finishes will give you different results. So I was looking for something that I could pair with the outline I'm going to do today with new Natasha Denona mini triochrome palette, and I do have full in-depth video review for this one. I love this palette, so I wanted to give it another test today, and this is going to be my outline for today's look. And also we will dive in and discuss once again the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 5 palette. First, I'm going to do outline for today's look, and this is going to be, I would say, I think the hardest part of today's tutorial, but we'll see. I'm gonna dive into this beautiful Natasha Denona. I'm loving this palette so much. Yesterday I had my first impressions with it, but I can't even express how much I love this one. I enjoyed, and the look that I've created, oh my god, I loved it. It was so flattering, at least for me. It was so flattering for me, and I'm thinking I should start wearing more blues. So what I like to do is to mark whenever I wanna begin somewhere, and I kind of put a little dot, and then I'll connect from here. I can always clean this up, so I won't bother too much. So I'm using small liner brush with the Stratus shade right here. Previous look that I've done with the Lightwork 5 palette, I did outline with the Groundwork palette from Danessa is my guideline, but because I wanted to do something colorful today, and that palette is more like a skin tone based color story, I wanted to do something different, and I chose to do with the Natasha's. So basically what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to create inner and outer corner line that will kind of connect in the middle, And I love how blendable these shades are. Like I said in my initial video, I thought I'm using gel liners. By the way, thank you so much for all of the love and support on my latest Groundwork 5 palette review. That video is kind of going crazy, at least for my channel. And just recently we went over 3,000 subscribers. So I just want to thank each and single one of you for being here, for support. It means a lot. Seriously, it does. I'm trying to keep up with everyone's comments as much as I can. And again, I have nothing but to say thank you. Okay, now we have to connect this line right here with, this one should go higher. Whenever I'm doing this, I always have to look straight in the mirror. We will fill in everything later, but for now I do need to just make this harsh outline. And as I go towards my center of the eye, that line has to be thinner. First, I am working with the Stratus shade, which is a darker shade from this palette, and I want my edges to be super dark. You can even use now a bit wider brush. I think I want to remove a little bit of color right here. I know it looks crazy at the moment, but everything will come together. Now the next shade will be this blue right here, Era, and this color will continue on to previous one. Now I'm doing same thing on my other side of the eye, and because the multichrome will go in, I don't need this to be filled like super crazy even. The thing is, I do need to have outline that is sharp, because anyways we're gonna go in with the multichrome, and multichrome will fill in beautifully everything. Now I like to use shade Overcast. I love this shade so much as well. I will definitely leave the center without anything, because the kind of a spotlight and lighter shades will go there. So now to get a customizable shade that I mentioned in the beginning, I'm gonna mix shade Powerful and Strong. Now one tricky thing about this, you have to mix them equally, and it's not the easiest thing. It will be way easier if it's just one color, but I didn't have the one that I need in here. But the good thing is I could have, you know, managed to mix it. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use like a kind of a small flat brush, pick up that product, and then pick up a little bit of this one. And then, as you can see, I already mix it on my hand. I will mix it like this. Try to mix it as much as I can, but at the same time make sure that it is on my brush. Applied a little bit of NYX Glitter Primer. Wherever my brush can reach, I will apply these two multichromes at once. And then for the smaller areas, I am using smaller brush, like so. I want to cover everything. That looks nice. You guys, this is so beautiful. What a combination. Wow, I love it. And we're not even done yet. Let's go. Initially, I thought I'm gonna create 2 looks today, but I don't want to use something else on this eye. I just want to repeat this. So good. And actually quite pretty simple application. So I'm going to show you. Healed is going to be next shade, using small flat brush. And I will apply this one right next to the previous one. Always make sure, leave the center clear. Building up this color, and you need to mix it. So you need to blend it within the next multichrome. I know this is different formulation, different way of blending together. These are not matte eyeshadows, but it's just something that you get used to over time. So this first combination that I've done, so this is multiple shifting. Unfortunately, because it's not that big of a space, you can't see that much. But once we connect everything, it's going to be nice transition from the darker to the lightest shade in the center. And then we're gonna go back from the lightest to the darkest again. It's gonna give us one cohesive, beautiful, beautiful makeup look. This is amazing. Now if I take excess of my brush, I can slowly start to blend this. And also I am not getting out of these lines. I'm gonna use a little bit of my foundation, and the foundation that you are using or any shade has to be a couple of shades lighter, just in the center. This will help to make our next shade stand out even more. And that is going to be the shade that is already paired with this one, and it's called Loved. And this one goes right in the center, but we are not done yet because in the center we are gonna go in with the 2 more colors than this one. Right to the top of this line. This one blends a little bit harder. So what I love to do is to warm this up on my arm. Again, you're not blending this easily as your mattes, but at the same time, you can blend them. Now for the center, I'm gonna go in with the shade Protected. But like I said, this is not the only shade I'm going to use. And this is more kind of a topper. And I'm not going too crazy with this one. Just a little bit. It's gonna give us another shifting dimension. But then we're having this right here. This one it's really foiled. I can't use it like this. So what I'm gonna do, break this shade on my arm. And then tap the shade Protected, which was previous shade again. And then with my finger, gonna dab just a little bit. Now I want to do eyeliner, and I am going in with the Ingles MC Gel eyeliner. I didn't want to go with the Danessa's Groundwork pomade because it's not waterproof and I just don't want to risk anything. Starting as I am doing my regular liner, and then I'm going to make this edge sharp, and before this line ends I will stop with my liner. I will connect everything. This is so beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful combo. So first what I'm gonna do with my lower lash line. In the meantime, I did apply a little bit of shade center, but I need to blend it better, just underneath my eyebrow. And I'm basically going to repeat everything that I have done. So first I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Now I'm going to use this one right here, and this shade will follow this one. Also, I can use this one a little bit lower of the previous one. And now with a smaller brush, I wanted to emphasize this area right here, nothing too much, like so, because when our multichrome comes in, it will just make your eye appear even wider. Also, I don't want to forget Strata's shade right here, just on the other edge of my eye. And now let's repeat everything. First mixing this shade and this shade right here. I think the ratio is 2/3 of powerful and 1/3 of a strong. But I lose quite a bit of a color because I have to mix them. So you know what, I really wish we do have this multichrome, I'll say again, in this palette, because in Lightwork 4 we do have what it was really similar to this one, and it is this shade right here, which is called Awakening. So whenever I mix these two from the 5, it's pretty much it's not the same, but it's really similar to the Lightwork 4 shade. I think that one was my favorite out of these multichromes from that palette. I think so. Now let's again use shade Healed next to this one. Now I'm gonna take shade Loved. Again, have to warm it up on my arm. And I will also use a little bit of Protected and Centered. But again, just discovered another beautiful shade. I will apply some lashes, finish off my face, and I will be right back with you. Whenever I'm creating certain color story, I always love to do a swatches one next to it, and just to see what I can mix within the certain color and how in the end it will look like, you know. So before I went with this mixture of the colors, I did mix a couple of them. Look at this. I always like to explore colors. So it's not that I just took this and this color. I tried to mix this one with this one and with that one, and then the green with this one. But this one shifts the most powerful, and I'll say actually the fierce and the powerful they shift the most in this palette. These one right here, even though some of them shift, these are toppers, so that's another thing I have to try with this one. So I need to try these lighter toppers on top of the black base, because that will change the whole game when it comes to colors. My conclusion is you can definitely use this palette, not in a way just what you see in a palette, but to think through, because we don't have any mattes in here, where you can incorporate with this. So in the last video I showed you how you can incorporate with a more neutral toned base for the certain look, and now today we're playing with a colorful look, and I think the opportunities are endless. Look at this. And the last one that I took, beautiful. I still stand by a statement what I said last time when it comes to multichromes. I do wish we have more shifty multichromes in this palette. Unfortunately we don't, and I think in the Lightwork 4 we have more of those shifting multichromes. Unfortunately 2 of them were chrome flakes. This one was really shifting, but to apply this one, this emphasizes skin texture so much that I even avoided this. But I did apply that one in my initial video onto my liner, and it looks stunning. Again, the placement of the eyeshadow means a lot. Like I said, I will leave this discussion for next video. Guys, let me know if you have any questions about these palettes, or whether if you are thinking of purchasing the newest Lightwork. Let me know. If you want to see more details, all of the swatches and everything, I will link that video down in the comment section down below. Before you leave, you can also make sure to watch this video right here. It will show you all in-depth details that you need about this palette. And guys, I will see you in my next one really soon. Thank you. Bye.